MasterClass on nutrition. This one is about CBD and mastering pain. I don't need that. Alright, this is a very important subject. And it's important to each and every one of you in one way or the other. Now, I want to dispel some myths about CBD. Alright? I want to explain why Elliott is doing what Elliott is doing with CBD. By the way, I'm Parsan. Elliott, so okay. So let me just tell you a story. Once upon a time, I raised and bred standard poodles. All right. Several years ago, one of my favorite poodles, my husband's most favorite dog, the other woman in my life, all right, was diagnosed with 4th-degree kidney failure. They gave her 3 months to live, and they meant 4 weeks. I put her on CBD oil. She lived 2 years. All right? So, first of all, I want to dispel that CBD is bad. Okay? There's a compound, and lots of foods have lots of compounds. Right? What it is your ability to pull that compound out of that food. If your ability to pull that compound out of the food is halted or altered, or you're unable to pick it up, you have no other choice but to supplement. Okay? So, there was no chance for me to reverse kidney disease that advanced in a dog. But I had her 2 more years because it stopped the pain, made her eat, and made her happy because she was not in pain and her kidneys weren't failing. So there are a lot of things that we do not know all about yet. There's extravagant science coming out about CBD compounds. And first of all, it's a weed. That's why it's called weed. And second of all, it's a grass that grows like a weed, which is why it's called grass. Okay, so you got to point
on a horticultural basis.
That's right. Okay? All right, it's a dandelion weed. Actually, it's an oak weed. To be quite honest, it's an oak weed. It's an oak grass. Some sativa oats. Steel cut oats. So, that's why when you eat oatmeal, it makes you sleepy. Because it's got sativa in it. Right? No, it's not the first thing you want to eat for breakfast. You might want to eat oatmeal at night. Okay? So instead of a hot glass of milk, maybe you have a little hot milk of oatmeal, and it'll calm you down and let you go to sleep. So anyway, I'm going to let Ryan do all the chemical talk. I'm not really interested in chemicals. And he's really good at it. So here's Ryan. Yes, and we are not promoting any products here. We're not selling any product. We are providing you with information. This is only for information. So what you decide to do with the information is up to you. But you have to get the information somewhere. And that's what Elliott stands for. Information and education. So you guys need to make up your own mind. So, you go.
Thank you, Carson. We are recording tonight's event, so I'm going to turn on the audio for this. And we have a video over there, so if you don't want to be on camera, then don't look that way. Just back your heads. Welcome everybody tonight to the second installment of a 6-part MasterClass Series. This one is Mastering Pain with CBD. I see a lot of faces here, very eager, interested faces. This is a very hot topic. CBD showed up in our store about a year ago. Now, before we started carrying CBD, our top selling products, the top 10 products in the store, 8 of them were probiotics, and the other 2 were kind of one-offs. They were Swedish bitters in 2 sizes. If you don't know what that is, we can talk later. But now our top 10 selling products in the store are all CBD. We sell more CBD than anything else. So, in light of that, there's a lot of questions. Because there's so much product. There's a lot of questions. We're going to get to the questions. I'll turn this around. We're going to get to the questions. And there's a lot of interest around CBD for the simple fact that it works so darn well for so many things. And if you don't know this yet, you got to experience it. That's the first thing. And to that point, we're going to experience it tonight. So I have right here in front of me 3 potencies of the liquid. Now I'm going to have 2 people help facilitate this so that individuals here, right here tonight, that want to try this can. And I also have some packets of the oil you can take home with you if you're thinking, no, I don't want to do this right now, maybe I want to do it at home. You can take one with you and you can experience it for yourself. We have 3 potencies here, a 2 milligram, a 16 milligram, a 50 milligram. You may not know what that really even means, but those that want to try a little bit or a lot can. And then I also have some packets here of the oils that you can take home and use at home if you're not interested in taking it tonight. But I want you to feel this. Now, you will feel this before we're done tonight, within maybe 15, 20 minutes, right? And it's not going to put you to sleep, and it's not going to get you high. We're going to talk about that. But you should be relaxed, and you should feel good. And I would love for you to feel that tonight, right here, while we talk about this. So, I'm going to hand, so let's see, to make sure I got this right, I'm going to hand, yes, the big bottle is 50 milligrams. That's the highest potency we sell here, 50 milligrams. Extremely safe if you are game. Take 1 squirt of that. I have the next one down, a 16 milligram. You're going to feel that too. And the lowest potency, if you just want to kind of get your toe wet, a 2 milligram. And this is all in one pump, by the way. We're going to put it on a spoon if you're interested. You may not feel that, or you might mildly feel that. So, but those that want to get their toe wet, that's available. And
to
then,
give you guys some kind of perspective, when I was giving my dog CBD, she's 45 pounds, and I was giving her about 10 milligrams. Okay? So, when you're talking 5 milligrams and you weigh 125 pounds, it's not very much. Okay? So, yeah. And remember, basic math. Takes 1,000 micrograms to make 1 milligram. And many times CBD oils are sold in microgram doses. So remember, you're looking for milligrams.
yes, you don't need much. You don't need much. We're going to get to that. But we got a question up front?
Yes, a quick question. I was told earlier today that you should not have caffeine drinking this CBD oil. It activates the symptoms, and I'm drinking coffee. Should I not do it?
Question is, can I drink coffee when I take CBD? The answer is yes.
Okay.
In fact, there's actually coffee on the market now with CBD added. It's quite fun to take things that get you up and get you down at the same time. But these, it's quite safe. It's no problem. Carry on. Absolutely. So, Jamie, Nick, please proceed. If you are interested in taking some home with you, please let them know. Samples are limited, so I encourage you to first try it here. And if you just really don't want to, but you want to take some home, we got a few packets you can take home.
Do you want to try some now? Or just, okay, perfect. Oh, okay, one moment. Oh, okay.
And I know there's a lot of people in here, and this can get a little bit messy, but we're going to try the best we can, okay? Question?
Just a quick question. In my mature years, I've heard a lot of negative stuff about pot, marijuana, getting high, and blah, blah, blah. So I'm a little confused now because you say you're not going to get high, but you're going to feel good. So I get very confused. So can you kind of clarify what you're saying? Because
Absolutely. Are you going to get high? But no. But are you going to feel good? Yes. And why? And what are the differences between that? Okay. I see a lot of hands really being raised, but I realize it's because they want CBD. I'm going to first start tonight's talk. Yes, I see this. One of the main questions that I get, it's actually the number one question I get here on this list, is will CBD get me high? And the answer is no. CBD is related but different than the THC molecule, the psychoactive molecule that's in cannabis, okay? So they are different. So you will not get high. You will feel relaxed though, okay? There's different substances that can relax you. THC is one, but CBD is another. And CBD, the great thing about CBD is that it's non-psychoactive, so it's, you know, it's not like you can work, you can function just perfectly fine taking CBD. All right. What is CBD? CBD is cannabidiol. Okay, this is a cannabinoid. There's a group of cannabinoids in cannabis. THC is one of them. We mentioned that, but CBD is another. And cannabinoids are actually present in lots of different plants, but it's very rich in cannabis. In your body, there's a whole system that responds to cannabinoids. It's called the endocannabinoid system. What's even more interesting is that your body produces cannabinoids on its own. So it's quite interesting that your body produces this molecule. It's also found in plants, lots of different plants, and it does an assortment of different things for health in the body. It's actually quite extensive, the list. It's great for reducing pain. I'll get you into why that is, but there's a list of benefits when you tonify, when you use cannabinoid-rich foods or supplements. It also suppresses seizures. There's actually just got FDA approval a pharmaceutical drug. I have it written down. Epidiolex, that is a CBD oral liquid. This is an FDA drug. Okay, so it's getting a lot of attention now. The drug is Epidiolex, 100 milligram oral solution of CBD. It's for seizures. It's a neuroprotective. It protects the nervous system. It's great for autoimmune conditions, immune systems that are attacking the body. It helps tonify that. It's also a great antioxidant. That's especially true in the full spectrum, whole plant, raw CBD products, and we're going to talk about why there are those on the market. It's a mood stabilizer, great for mood disturbances. It's great for anxiety, for both adults and children. Kids that have trouble focusing in school due to hyperactivity respond very well to CBD. And again, because it's so relaxing, it's great for sleep as well. So now why is that? So this endocannabinoid system in the body is related to the adrenal system. Okay, the adrenal system is the system that is called into effect when we are under stress. Now, we are all under stress. It's kind of the nature of life. And stress actually is good for us in some ways. Exercise is one of those. But too much is too much, and our adrenal system can get worn down. So so CBD can help tonify the adrenal system, and through that process help with these other conditions that really stem from adrenal fatigue and inflammation. Those are kind of underlying factors for so many conditions. Is stress and inflammation in the body. So, anybody here have stress? Yeah? Anybody here have pain? A lot
How
of
many
pain.
people crave salt?
How do you know if you're stressed?
How many people crave salt?
Marcian's getting to that. Salt and sugar cravings stem from adrenal fatigue. When our adrenals are getting worn out, they're getting burned out, our cravings for salt and sugar go through the roof. Okay? So listen to your body. Your body will tell you what you need to know. So I want to get then to the most commonly asked questions around CBD before we get into how to take it and how much to take and what are the differences. I'm going to address very common questions I get, and we started off tonight's talk with the most popular one: will CBD get me high? Okay, I really want to explain that there's two molecules in cannabis, THC and CBD, that are the most noteworthy. There's actually a lot of different constituents in cannabis that have health properties, but those two are really the biggest ones. THC is a psychoactive molecule and creates that euphoric high feeling when it's smoked or ingested, for that matter. CBD works differently in that it doesn't actually stimulate the nervous system in the same way that THC does, so you don't get that high, you don't get that psychoactive response when you take CBD. Now, some people ask about, will this make me fail a drug test, right? Maybe they work in law enforcement or they're a driver and they just cannot risk failing a drug test. Well, there's three ways, either saliva, urine, or blood that you could be tested, and the most sensitive of those is actually saliva, and it's possible that due to the sensitivity of the test that you could actually fail a drug test even if you're taking a THC-free CBD product. That is just because the molecules are so darn similar to one another. That's one. Two, CBD does come from a plant, cannabis, that has THC in it. And no matter how sophisticated the processing is, you may get a little residue. Some products even mention that. And if you take it every single day, like you should, over long periods of time, like you should, you might get a little buildup of THC in the body. You're not going to get high, but if you absolutely cannot risk failing a drug test, I would say no, don't take CBD products. And to that point, don't eat hemp products, hemp proteins, seeds, hemp milks. Don't eat poppy seeds either. CBD is actually in a lot of different plants. So it's not just CBD that you'd be worried about. It's other foods as well. So the short answer, though, again, is no. CBD will not get you high. How does it work? I think I kind of covered that a little bit. It works on the endocannabinoid system by tonifying it, by soothing it. The molecule goes in and it's like a key into a lock, and it fits into these tissues all around the body, actually. And it either shuts down inflammation cascades, or it kind of up-ramps anti-inflammatory compounds and hormones being produced. So there's an entire system in your body built to work with this molecule. It's very powerful. How do I take it is another very common question. Well, there are, and actually I'm going to get to that on the next slide here, but there are various forms that CBD comes in. There's liquids, there's capsules, there's creams, there's edibles, right? Cookies and chocolates and things like that. There's drinks. I mentioned there's a coffee CBD infused drink out there. There's a lot of different ways to take it, and really it comes down to personal preference to the large part. Do you want to swallow a pill, or do you want to taste the liquid? And then there's some other smaller details that we'll get into around absorbability and how fast it acts, and especially when it comes to creams, those are very popular as well. So you have a large, a lot of flexibility around how you take CBD. What's the right dose for me? Now, actually, at the end of this talk, I'm going to get into how things are dosed and how many milligrams one should take. I actually have a formula that you can use to actually figure out how much CBD you should take. And in the effort to conserve paper, I did not print up 50 flyers of this, but I do have 15 copies here with me tonight, and if you want something emailed to you, I can also do that as well. Leave a little note up front, and I can email that information as well. You just write it down. But I'm going to get into how many milligrams one should take, and when they should take it, and what situations you should take, more or less. We're going to get into that. But at the end of the day, the most important thing is to take it, to start taking and experience it. Your body will actually tell you right away if it's working or not, and if you just take more or less. There's no toxicity to CBD. You can literally drink the 7,500 milligram bottle and you would just probably go to sleep and wake up refreshed. You really cannot overdo CBD. There's no toxicity to it. A more recently emerging question is this distinction between raw versus cooked CBD. There's products now touting that it's raw or full spectrum. The difference between raw and cooked CBD. So CBD in its raw state has carboxylic acid attached to it. Okay? THC is the same way. It has carboxylic acid attached to it. And through the process of heating it, that's why when you smoke cannabis, you decarboxylate that THC and make it available and absorbable to your body. Well, CBD is the same way. When you heat it, you decarboxylate it and you make it more absorbable. But there's something kind of weird and strange about the raw form. It has all these other constituents. The CBDA is one that's supposedly not very absorbable. And these terpenes and other cofactors that are present in the whole plant that are providing what's being called the entourage effect, that they all work synergistically together and make the CBD in there possibly work better. Which is surprising because it's not supposed to. Now, I would leave it up to the individual to really see for themselves. I still recommend the cooked version because for me personally, it works best. I feel it. And my staff here have really concurred with me on that they really like the cooked versions of CBD, but there are these raw versions available and you might experiment with those. I think certain situations where you have maybe a child or someone really, really sensitive, you might start with a raw version that in a very low potency that would be very gentle on them. We have a question here?
So, am I hearing that the raw is full spectrum, the cooked is the isolate?
The raw is full spectrum and the cooked is isolate? Yes, that's right. So the cooked is the concentrated, purified CBD. It's actually a crystalline CBD, pure CBD, when you cook it down and reduce it. Do you have a question to the side here?
Is that the only way you can isolate the CBD is by cooking it or by heating it?
Yeah, the only way to decarboxylate CBD is through heating. Now, there's other processing that needs to happen to kind of remove other impurities or other inert matter. That's done through either CO2 extraction or alcohol, but that decarboxylating part of it always involves heat, for what it's worth. Okay. What are the differences between all the choices? We go to slide 2.
Brian, I don't mean to interrupt you, but I just have one thing to say. This is a carrot. This is a bag of carrots. In every one of these carrots, no matter which carrot you eat, there's carotene in it. So, it's like the raw. It's like a carrot. It's like a food. Whereas the isolated sport, alright, it's more like, an herb for a specific thing. So with the raw, it's like food, like carrots, like green onion, or any other food, right? So it depends on what you're looking for, right? So keep that in mind.
We got a couple more questions here, yeah?
Getting back to what you talked about relax. Are you so relaxed that you cannot make the decision whether to drive it or something that's sharp for that long?
Will CBD make you too relaxed to drive or make decisions? Yeah, you could take too much CBD and be just too relaxed, certainly. But, well, good question. How do you determine? We're going to talk about how to dose things, but the first thing I say to that point is you start slow. You start low and slow, and you titrate over time. All supplements are really best taken over time. They're not one-off. It's not take it one time and you're done. And so to that point, you want to allow it to build up in the system and work over time. Okay? Especially when it comes to tonifying the endocannabinoid system, it takes time. It takes time. So small amounts over periods of time.
Quick question. How do you know whether it's raw? Is it labeled or is it spoiled? How do you know?
As a consumer, how do you know when something's raw or cooked? It's usually labeled. This is a more recent trend that there's a difference between the two. So some older companies that haven't quite updated their labels may not tell you. I actually, in that handout that you can get tonight, I have 15 copies you can take with you. I actually tell you what brands are raw, what brands are cooked, potencies and whatnot. But our staff here are going to be here for 2 more hours after the talk. If you have more questions, we can show you specifically what we're talking about. We'll just put in the list here. The easiest, I think, are the pills because they're pre-measured and you don't have to taste them. The absorbability, you're going to absorb a capsule in about 20 to 30 minutes it takes to open up in your stomach. Now, in the long run, what does 20 or 30 minutes mean when you're trying to relieve pain? It's going to get in your system at some point versus the liquids, which only take a few minutes. So absorbability over the long run is the same, but what I like about them is that you don't taste them and they're pre-measured. You're not like, am I getting a little more, am I getting a little less? No, every capsule has the same amount in them. Liquids, though, you will taste. Now, what does CBD taste like? Well, it tastes like cannabis. It smells like cannabis. It tastes like cannabis. It's very green, herbal tasting. Especially if you buy a product that is, unflavored. There's no flavors masking that taste, so it's very herbal. There are products that are sweetened, are flavored for those that want that. They are very fast acting. If you hold CBD, and if you take a liquid, this is what you should do. You should hold it in your mouth for about 30 seconds, and the CBD actually will absorb through the tissues in your mouth, in your body, and you will start to feel CBD, especially if it's in alcohol form. You'll feel the relaxing effects from that within a minute or two, and they just get better as the product continues to absorb in your body. Easy to titrate the dose. If you want to take another dropper or 2 or 5, you can. And again, you can kind of play with the dosing moment to moment, day to day, depending on your stress levels and needs. And they are most cost effective. So when you look at the larger sizes and the higher potencies, the cost per milligram is going to go down and down and down. For those that want to take it for the long haul, which I recommend. Paste and concentrates, we do have those available as well that are ultra concentrated. Those really are for those that want to maybe mix it into a recipe that they want to make, and they want the highest concentrations available. You really don't really eat those straight. You could, but they're so concentrated that it's hard to measure and dose. You also have oral melts that will melt in your mouth and absorb completely in the mouth, actually. 100% gets absorbed in the mouth on those, and they act very, very fast. Patches. So let me talk about the topicals as well. So the patches, the creams, I think the best results I've seen for pain relief is when you use the internal products, the pills and the liquids, and the topical products at the same time. So patches, you pop a patch on and you can leave it on for 2 to 3 days at a time. So you're getting this long duration of CBD affecting the site. And then you maybe even supplement with some CBD as well, and you're going to get just, drastic changes in pain when you do that. Creams are great for large areas, especially if you get a cream that has supportive herbs in there like arnica, chamomile, so you're going to get not just the benefits from CBD, but these other pain-relieving herbs. Again, for large areas or multiple areas throughout the body, creams are great. Creams are great for those that maybe can't take pills. Very, very young children, or those that just have trouble swallowing or really don't want to taste. A liquid CBD product, creams are great. You're going to get that CBD absorbed through the skin and the body. It's going to have sight relief, but you will get some benefit throughout the body as well. The CBD gets into the body, the bloodstream through the skin. And then treats are trending well as well. People are loving the chocolates. We just got a brand in that is just flying off the shelf. I think it has 40 milligrams of CBD in one bar. I think it's several servings of bar, but nobody follows that direction. Is eat the whole darn thing at once. So let me talk about dosing and how to figure out how much you should start taking. Now, simple math for an adult, every 10 pounds, you should take 1 to 6 milligrams of CBD. All right. So what does that look like? So I'm about 200 pounds. So I should take anywhere from 20 to 120 milligrams of CBD. And I will tell you personally, when I take between 30 and 50 milligrams, and this is throughout the day, total in one day, I'm feeling pretty good. So that's my dose. And I don't suffer from really bad pain. I do work out and I'll get sore, and so I find relief with that, or maybe at the end of the day I need a little help sleeping. But I could go very safely up to 120 a day based on my body weight. A smaller person or someone who needs less support would start on the lower end, maybe in the 1 milligram per 10 pounds of body weight. Now, when we're talking about specific conditions, I'll give you kind of a range for those. So if you are stressed, I'd say mild to moderate stress, I would stick in the 3 to 10 milligrams a day range. To your point, you're not going to be too relaxed that you would have trouble driving. You'd be able to take that while working or at home, being able to function quite normally. You'll probably feel a very mild effect in that dose range. Feeling pretty good. You won't be you may not even really feel relaxed. You'll just kind of feel good because the adrenals, the endocannabinoid system is being tonified at that level. Moderate to severe pain. We get a lot of people coming in here with really severe back pain or knee pain. This is very common. They're on pharmaceuticals. They're getting maybe some relief, but there's a lot of side effects. You really want to go up in dose on that. I say 50 to 150 milligrams a day. 50 to 150 milligrams a day. That would look like 50 milligrams taken 3 times a day. You can do that very safely. Yes, you will get very relaxed at that dose. There's a certain ability to develop kind of not really a tolerance, but learning how to do normal daily functions while being affected by CBD. So that first time you take it's like, whoa, I can't imagine really doing anything. Well, over time you can develop a kind of a habit in taking these higher milligrams of CBD where it's not a problem to be really relaxed and still go about your daily business. So, but again, I say work into that. Start low and work into that. But 50 to 150 milligrams for really severe pain. Sleep. For sleep, you really need just one dose for that. It's at bedtime, and I would say 15 to 30 milligrams will give you a nice relaxing effect for sleep. Nausea. We know that cannabis is great for nausea. Well, CBD is great as well. 5 to 10 milligrams is a great dose as needed. I would recommend the liquid because you're going to get really fast relief with that. And just take that as needed. And let's just talk about kids. So the same math applies to kids when we talk about body weight, but go towards a little bit higher end. And that may seem counterintuitive, but kids actually respond, can tolerate a little higher amounts of CBD when it comes to ratios of body weight than adults. So kids that will have trouble with anxiety or sleep, more in the 2 to 5 milligrams per 10 pounds of body weight range, a little bit on the higher end, but it's very safe for kids. My daughter inadvertently grabbed a CBD stick here, honey stick. She thought it was a honey stick. She took the whole thing. I think it was 30 milligrams, and she had a great day. She had a great day. I had a great day because of it. So pets. People are wondering if they can give this to their dog or cat. CBD in and of itself is very safe for pets. It's the flavorings that's the problem when we talk about the human versions, the sweeteners and the flavorings. So there are products over there labeled for pets, and the only difference is that they're unflavored. So just know that. Again, when it comes to how much, you should take 2 to 3 milligrams per 10 pounds. So a small dog would take about 3 milligrams of CBD, and a larger dog, our Stan's Fanny, took 15 milligrams, and she was 40 pounds, I believe. So
And she just took it once a day.
once a day.
I just gave it to her last night, and because she wasn't a picky eater. Anyway, okay. But my point is that it's just once a day. And the reason I'm using a dog as an example is that we get used to chronic pain, and we start to hold on to it because we're used to it. And what CBD does, a dog doesn't care. A dog has no issues. I don't want to be in pain, right? But people get attached to their illness. What CBD is, interrupts that addiction to your own addiction. It interrupts your addiction to your pain. Because the body keeps doing that because it's like a muscle memory. It's just like this explained to this woman. That unless you put something in there, the minute, let's say, something aches or hurts, the whole cascade will start again. And what the CBD does, in its various forms, is interrupts that cascade. When that cascade is interrupted, the body says, oh my God, now what to do? So the body can go around and pick up inflammation. They can start healing the body. They can start resting the body. They start doing all the other things that the body wants to do besides be in pain. Right? And this is the same with sleeplessness, inflammation, or any kind of disorder like that. It stops the cascade. When it's not that you're going to be sleepy. It's not that you're going to be tired. What it is you're not going to be upset and wound up. That is the difference. We're always living on the edge. That's why people drink. That's why, which is the furthest thing out from sugar. All right, because what's alcohol? It's basically sugar. All right, so we're all living right here on the edge. So we think that if we're relaxed, we're stoned. We're not stoned. We're normal. Okay, and so, maybe the first time you do it, it'll make you sleepy. Because your body's going to go, oh my God, thank you. You're off my last nerve. Okay? That's what your body's going to say. It's going to say, oh, can I just sleep now? That's what will happen. And that is the worst that will happen. That's why it says, take it small, build up. Unless you just want to be bold, take 50 milligrams, go to sleep for 3 hours, get up and go about your day. Other way.
You got a question?
Has CBD been used in dogs for IBD?
Tell me what IBD stands for.
Irritable bowel?
Yes,
Irritable bowel disease.
yes. But you have to put your dog on a raw food diet and cooked fish and brown rice. I know a lot about that.
She's the expert.
Yeah, I want to
But you have to stop scratching out loud.
Now I talked a little bit about potencies and dosages. I want to talk about then kind of how to take it over the long haul. I really recommend taking it throughout the day, every 3 to 6 hours. So that may look like a morning and night kind of thing, or maybe morning, noon, and night, if you really need that ongoing support. I recommend taking smaller amounts over longer periods of time because it tonifies the adrenal system and helps the body actually become more resilient to stress and be able to repair itself on its own. Certainly you can take larger doses as needed if you just need an extra dose or extra support, here and there. Definitely you could take larger doses, but I really don't recommend taking larger doses sporadically and hope that that's going to address all your issues. Smaller doses over time is the way to approach it. And then, where was I going here? I think I wanted to talk about the different products. We had a question up here about, well, what products are raw, what products aren't, and will it say? So our best-selling products in the store are the cooked form of CBD. There are a couple brands over there, Green Gorilla and Bluebird, that are the cooked forms of CBD. They are the high potency cooked forms. Those are by far our best sellers. They're liquid, and what's more is that they're liquid as well. So people are, dosing themselves either with a dropper or two throughout the day with those. We have 2 raw products that I think would be great for maybe first timers or those that are nervous or maybe young kids. We have one from there's so many brands now. The CD Science is a raw version. Bluebird has a 50 raw, 50 cooked version. That's a great version because it gives you the best of both worlds. Bluebird has that 50-50 version. Like I said, CD Science is a completely raw version. Bluebird has a 100% raw. Thank you. Yeah, I probably will be missing some things here, but because there's so many choices over there. Our best-selling cream is actually an Arnica CBD combination that flies off the shelf. You get the supportive benefits of Arnica for swelling reduction and bruising reduction, and then you get the CBD as well for pain, and it smells great. I've used it so much and get great results with that. And that one's called Be Rooted. What else? Our best-selling chocolates, the Chocolatl CBD chocolates, 40 milligrams of CBD in one bar. Those we have trouble keeping on our shelf. And then one of my favorite companies that's locally made right up the hill in El Dorado Hills, from seed to bottle, the whole thing. She does it herself. E&M Medical's CBD liquids are great as well. I love those. Those are cooked. She's emphatic about the fact that you gotta cook it to make it work. So I love those. But there's a lot of choices. There's staff here to help guide your decision. Tonight we'll be open for 2 more hours, and if you want to stick around after the talk, I want to offer you something tonight. I want to offer you something tonight. If anybody here is curious about CBD, hasn't tried it, I want to give you a special offer tonight. If you buy CBD tonight here, we'll give you 10% off that purchase. You still get the 30-day return policy. We don't ask any questions. We don't love it. You bring it back to us. Let me give you 10% off tonight, your purchase, if you want to start tonight. And I really encourage that you do. that really concludes my talk. I'm going to open this up to a little Q&A. How are you guys feeling? Who here took CBD tonight? Does everybody feel pretty good around that? Tell me what you think. Yes? Very relaxed? Are you high? No. Not at all. We had some questions though.
Is it true, I've heard that it's cumulative, so you're absolutely taking it for a while at first, you don't actually get as much later on, is that true?
Does it build up in the system and do you not have to take as much later on? The answer is yes and yes. Two reasons why. Yes, it builds up in your system. THC and CBD stick around in your body fat. So it does actually build up in your system. It takes a while to get out of your system. In fact, if you were to be drug tested, it would take about 30 days, maybe if not longer for some people, to get THC and CBD completely out of the system. So yes, it builds up in the system. And then the second part is it tonifies the adrenal system, the endocannabinoid system. It tonifies it, strengthens it so that you need less and less over time, maybe even none. Yes? What does cooked mean? It really literally means cooked. We're talking about heat. There's heat applied to the CBD that decarboxylates it, activates it, makes it more absorbable. That's exactly what I'm meaning. It's literally cooked. Supplements may not seem like food, but they are in some regard. They come from plants. They come from plants mostly, and they are processed in ways. One of which is heat. Yes. Yes, you have front. The paper? Yes, we'll get you one of those here at the very end. Don't let me forget. I have actually a stack of them right over there. That's where they are. I'll get to that. You.
So, we're hoping to give this to my dog, because I'm diagnosed with epilepsy.
Mm-hmm.
Do you suggest the raw form, or he's a mastiff, he's 130 pounds. Taking human medicine right now that's very expensive, that we can't afford, and everyone is telling us to check this out.
Mastiff with epilepsy, do I use cooked or raw? I recommend cooked. I recommend cooked in every case when you're really looking for results. I'm not taking a side per se. I'm not saying the raw is no good. What I am saying is if you really want to bank on it, go with the cooked. Yeah, you want to bank on it. Cooked, yes. Are there any interactions with medication? My stock answer is I can't really help you with that. Only your physician or healthcare professional really can tell you about that. But that being said, remember what I said at the very beginning, your body produces cannabinoids. Your body produces these molecules. It's very safe. It has a long history of use, and it's very safe. So, common sense, I wouldn't worry about drug interactions, but definitely talk to someone about it. Yes.
If you're taking the medication that says you should be grapefruits, then you need to talk to the doctor about cannabis first. It acts a lot like grapefruits in that, and what it binds sometimes with our some medications. that you can't take a grapefruit with it, and that is the only caution that I use.
We had someone say maybe grapefruits might not be advised. If you're taking,
If
I'm
you're
sorry.
taking a medication that says you can't eat grapefruits, then you might want to delay the CBD until you talk to your doctor because it acts like a chemical in grapefruits.
This is actually, that's interesting you bring this up, that CBD might act like a chemical in grapefruit that contraindicates with certain medications. I recently saw a CBD product available that is 100% derived from orange peel.
Grapefruits and oranges do not have the same chemicals in them. You can eat
Right.
oranges if you cannot eat grapefruits.
So I guess what I'm getting at is CBD is in various things other than cannabis as well, and you know, I don't know.
Human breast
I don't
milk.
know. Is it rich in CBD? Human breast milk is rich in CBD. You.
I bought some of this CBD here a long time ago. It's 1,000 milligrams. That's what I was told to buy. Well, I took the dose. I was in extreme pain at the time I took it, and it made me extremely tired, but it didn't touch the pain. I was so tired, but I was still in the same amount of pain that I was in.
Right. A customer here took CBD and it made her relax, but it didn't help with the pain. And you know, individual results are just like that. You know, it's hard to say everything's going to work for everybody all the time. We might talk more one-on-one, but I hear a lot of great feedback CBD for pain. So
I would like to take it something other than the strong,
Right.
prescription drugs that they give these.
I'm going to take 3 more questions, and then I'm going to actually hand out some prizes. CBD. You please.
Is hemp oil the same, number one, and number two, drinking okay?
Is hemp oil the same, and can you combine it with alcohol? So, hemp oil in and of itself is not CBD, but CBD is rich in some hemp oils. So, you will see sometimes people say, manufacturers say hemp oil concentrate. Some manufacturers are very cautious around using the terminology CBD, and they will say hemp concentrate or hemp extract as a workaround. They're talking about CBD, but hemp oil in and of itself has some CBD, but nothing therapeutic.
Does it have a positive effect on memory loss?
Does CBD have a positive effect on memory loss? I have not heard that. We do know that it's a neuroprotective. So, preventing future memory loss, yes. But recovering lost memory, I have not heard that. I wouldn't think it would. There are other supplements for that. Lion's mane is one of them, but I have not heard about that for CBD. One more question. You, please. Yep, you. Does CBD have anti-inflammatory properties as well as healing properties? And an emphatic yes. It is a premier anti-inflammatory. That's why it works so well for pain. And to that point, it is healing as well. So many conditions are caused by inflammation. And if you can tonify the inflammation, reduce the inflammation, you can speed the healing. Can I recommend something? Go talk to one of the friendly staff over there. Aaron's, I see him staying, and Nick, Laura. They will definitely get you the right product. But okay, I am so sorry. We've run out of time, but I want to give some people something to take away. But I got to ask a trivia question for you to get it, make it worthwhile. What does CBD stand for? Great. Well, I'm sorry. Raise your hand. Who's first? Oh, him. That's not. Is that close? It's not cannabinoid. You? Cannabidiol. That's pretty close. I'll give you a bottle. Give him a bottle too. Okay. What is the... We talked a lot about this tonight. What do you have to do to CBD to activate it? I saw this hand go first, so I'm going to give her the floor. Cook it. Yes, you decarboxylate it through cooking. We have 3 more bags. What other things do I want to talk about? What is the math? What is the formula for figuring out how much CBD one should take as an adult? I saw her hand go up first. One to 6 milligrams for every 10 pounds. You're correct. I have 2 more bags. What is Carsan's dog's name that she mentioned at the beginning of this talk? Huh? That's close enough. It's Fanny. And the last one is, what is my name? I saw her hand go first. Let's give it to her.
That's funny because you didn't introduce yourself. Everybody just knows him, right?
Everybody just knows him. Okay. Carson introduced me. But again, I see in that tray there's a lot of samples in that tray. There's some. I really want, hopefully everybody leaves here tonight with something. Some CBD. Either you buy a bottle or you get a sample, you try one of the sprays. We're going to talk. I'm going to say goodbye. Thank you everybody for coming tonight. So much. We're going to come back in a few weeks and do round 2 of this class, March 13th, because this was so darn popular. For those that want to hear it again or ask the questions or bring your friends, March 13th. Until then, have a great night. Okay, well, what I've heard is that the best results come from the outside. But a lot of manufacturers are being very confusing with their labels because they will say things like full spectrum, concentrated, extract, and it leads you to believe that it is possibly raw, it's full spectrum. The vast majority of CBD out there is the vast majority. They may be adding things like hemp oil to make it spectrum, or maybe even adding in terpenes, which is a whole class of molecules in cannabis to make the full spectrum. But like I said, the vast majority is isolated to carboxylate and CBD. The vast majority. And all the results I hear people getting is from the carboxylate. The raw just hasn't had that kind of results, even though I'm hearing here and there's applications for it, it's helpful. I would always recommend it. Yeah. Yeah. That's great. I think it's one of the most powerful something that's come to market in the last few years. I mean, I haven't seen anything that has this much demand, praise, buzz since I've been here. Yeah. My pleasure.